Good morning, everyone. So, along with all the other things that are going on in the world, I thought I would show you a way to check your computers and your routers for security holes. We do this as a part of our process here when we're looking at computers to make sure there are no holes. Sometimes we're called into offices. I know for my business contract clients, I do this once every 3 months. But for anyone else, if you called me and asked me to do a security check, one of the tools I use is the Gibson Research Center. Now let me show you this. So you're going to open up your browser and you're going to type in Gibson Research Center Shields Up. This is what you're looking for. Yes, they're kind of Star Trek fans, but this is what you're looking for right here. Make sure it says grc.com Shields Up. You're going to go there, and it's going to give you some information, in advance. So if you have for businesses, if you have a firewall that logs everything, you should see these IP addresses pinging your firewall. Don't be alarmed, but this is what they're disclosing to you. So we're going to proceed. This is going to take us over to the Shields Up program. So the first thing you want to probably check is to check your router to see if the UPnP is turned on. By default, normally it is. If I remember to turn them off when I have control, I will. Plug and play, universal plug and play is really, really nice. So if you're looking for other computers on your network, it'll find it quickly, but it leaves a big old gaping hole in your router security. So I tend to turn them off. So here's what you could do. Once you get to this page, you can click it. It will check your IP address and see if your router is, broadcasting computer information, network information. In my case, I have it turned off. Now in the past, probably a certain period of time, 55,000 people have been exposed, but it's nice to know this thing. So let's go back and do some other things. Now, for everyone else, once you've done this and if you've passed this, if you haven't passed this, give me a call, and I can probably do a remote with you and log into your router, provided you know your usernames and passwords, and turn that off. The other one I want you to check is common ports. Now, if you have been compromised, whether this been scam or by hack, the common port scan is going to show you all the ports that are open on your computer. Now, I should have two because I run a web server. So I should have port 80s and port 443 open by default, because, if you're running a web server, especially as a web server that has security on it, those are the two ports that have to be open to allow website traffic to come to you. If you block those, you ain't going to get nothing. But if you're not running those, and you have to intentionally do that. So if you're not running those two ports should not be open. And if those two ports are open on your computer, there's definitely a problem and you need to give me a call right away. So let's do a common port scan. It's going to scan my computer. And again, remember, for me, ports 80, port 443 should be open. And of course, a fail, obviously. So there's port 80 is open because I run a web server, and 443 is open because that's the security end of the web server. All of these for you, the average person, should be stealth or closed. There should be no response whatsoever. Like I said, now I have a web server running, so I have ports 80 and port 443 open. But for everyone else in the world, if you see anything else but closed or stealth, definitely give me a call, because I need to look at your computer and we need to check the software. Because if you have been a victim of a scam, they may have unintentionally, or you may have unintentionally allowed a scammer to put a web server on your computer and you didn't know it. I have seen that. I've seen it in the past. Most of the times now, with that, they usually leave a backdoor program running constantly so they can just get into your computer at any time. But this, yes, I've seen this in the past, and this is before remote access became really, really popular. They would turn on your web server on your computer, and every computer has a web server built into it. And so, yeah, they would do that. The other thing is file sharing. This is to make sure you're not sharing files accidentally across the internet or by design. So, Shields Up is going to attempt to connect to your computer to check to see if there are any other hidden internet servers. And what they're looking for is your port 193, which is your NAT BIOS. If these pop up, definitely give me a call because I need to get those turned off, because that means almost anyone can connect to your computer. So this is just a way of checking your computer to make sure you're not being a victim of a botnet, that you're not being a victim of a scam, that people are not stealing your personal information off your computer without your knowledge and consent. So this is just one of the many tools that we use. And it's just a way of checking your computer, and it's something simple that you can do yourself. And then if you have a problem, you can call me and we can go from there. Messenger spam. Again, I haven't seen this one in forever. But what used to happen is, if this port was open, it would send you a pop-up. Now, we see pop-ups all the time on Windows 10, but it would send a pop-up that says, hey, because all Windows, regardless of the version, has a port open. Well, most of the time it's closed now, but it's more for network environments where you could send a message from one computer to another saying, hey, we need to restart your computer, or we need to make this change, you need to sign out, It's really designed for corporate environments. So if you've done this, spam me this note and it pops up on your computer, let me know, because I need to take that out of your computer. Most of the time, this is now turned off by default, and only in corporate environments is it turned on. But years and years ago, versions of Windows ago, it was turned on by default. And so, yeah, this shoot the messenger spam would pop up all the time. So, again, Gibson Research Corporation, Shields Up. Check your systems and see what you're getting. Like I said, you want to checking the file sharing and common ports. And then, of course, you want to check your universal plug and play on your routers. Make sure they're not broadcasting any information it's not supposed to. You can also do all service ports. And this is going to check the first 1,000. I should have several of them open simply because I run a web server. Obviously, that's port 80 for the web server. And then when we get a little further down, it's going to probably show me port 443. And I can't remember. I think I got one or two other ports open as they relate to web servers. But yeah, this is going to check all of the first 1,000. Well, there you see 1,056 doors. There's the other part of my web server. This is going to check it to see if you've got anything open that you should not have open. Most people, residential, unless there is a reason why you have a piece of software that opens up those ports, should be all green, or it should be all blue. It should not be open at all. And again, this is how you check to see if someone has compromised your computer. They scammed you into it. You accidentally installed a piece of program that does it. If you've got a piece of programming that's doing this, you need to find out why. And again, yep, the only two ports open is port 80 and port 443, which is my web server. So yeah, you can certainly do those scans on your own, and you can do your own little research. And if you want to try and troubleshoot it yourself, you can. If not, give me a call. A lot of the times I can remote into your computer, and then from there I can remote into your routers and turn off some things, block some doors, and then of course I can check your internal firewall on your computer, make sure it's not allowing for those things, because that's normally what happens. Is a piece of software gets installed in the background that you may not be aware of, that has those ports open, and then we can look at that software and see why is it opening up that software. It might be you have an AutoCAD, like QuickBooks Online will sometimes open up a port to allow the communication between your computer and QuickBooks. Same with the, kind of like I've seen it with the AutoCAD programs. If you're using an online version, it opens up that port. And so that's not uncommon, but you need to be aware of what software open up or what ports. If you are just sitting here with nothing open and you do a scan and you've got ports open, definitely want to look into it or have me look into it. So with that, if you found that useful, please like and share. Pass it along to your friends on social media, or hit that share button down the bottom and share it via email. Subscribe to the channel if you can. There's our Facebook page here. You can always find us on Facebook. Computer Problems. There's our phone number. If you're in our service area, give us a call, send us a text, and we can come to you if you're in our service area. If you're outside the service area, we might be able to do a remote with you for minor problems. But yeah, schedule time. We can come to you. You can come to us. We'll get you taken care of. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later.